Well, we are technically live. So I am going to put a link in Starbase to the streaming and videos on Twitter. Just seeing if anybody actually shows up. There's nobody here yet. www.twitch. That's twitch.tv/farpoint. Twitch. Find me on Twitch. How do I make that a link? I gotta put like HTTP. I gotta make that a link, an actual. Can't I edit that? Edit message. Do I have to open it here? Twitch.com/farpoint. Close that. There we go. Alright, I promised that I would not log in until I was streaming. So here we are. So we shall see what is waiting for me. It was Paper that Discorded me this weekend. Said he had a surprise for me. Showed me a screenshot, but I'm not sure exactly what all's here. So I will do the login. Here we go. It's the first I've logged in since I left on, I think it was Thursday night or Friday morning. This is the ship, and I was told that that has to be it there. Up or down? Up. That's got to be it. That's got to be our surprise, which I can't get to with the ship, so it doesn't have any generators in it. So we're going to have to huff it. The long way. It was a dumb idea taking those generators out. But what are you going to do? It should be within this. I think his capital ship is here. So, it's risky, but what are we going to do? Oh, I'm going to have the ship. Maybe? Well, let's see what's out here. Where'd it go? That ship. That's destination. So, let's see what we got. I might just slap some generators back into the ship just to... What is all this? I definitely have to do something. What do we got here? Oh, it's got my name on it. Look at that. Oh, is that Cherodium? What is that? Surtite? What is this? Surtite. Oh, this is the stuff I couldn't get because if I wanted glass. Oh, it's technically a ship. Let's see, can we crawl in there? Oh, it's the alloy furnace. Oh, and a bunch of tier 2 enhancers. Awesome. Oh, look! There's a rifle. Nav chips. Some guns. He didn't like that I didn't have any guns. That's transponder. Oh, that's what makes it a ship. I gotcha. That is awesome. Alright. So, what does this say something here? Oh, this is part of that. No? What is this? Oh, the crafting bench monitor upgrade. That's a... Yep, this is what makes it a legal ship as far as the game concerned, is the thruster. Oh, that's awesome. Alright, so I'm going to have to... Look at that! Care package! I'm going to have to come out here and get it. Alright. Well, now we need to get it in there, which is going to involve fixing the ship first. Alright. That's fantastic. Well, I better scoop all that stuff up. I wonder... I can't make a tractor beam yet. Can I tractor beam it? Tow? I guess it would be a tow beam. Alright, we gotta get the ship first. That's fantastic. Thank you so much, Paper. That's gonna be a big help. And I really... The fact that you found me out here is one thing. Based on what little information you had. Because I didn't tell him where I was. He just found his way out here. So he found me, and then he left me a care package, and that's fantastic. Now, I have a ship with no generators, so we need to slap at least a couple of generators in there, and some fuel rods just to go grab that stuff. That's fantastic. I mean, I don't know how many stacks that in, but that was a lot of stacks because I want to make some glass, and he knew that I couldn't make glass without going to the moon. And he took care of that and the furnace, so he didn't just give me glass. He's going to let me experience that process all on my own, which is fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you so much for that. So let's at least get a couple of generators strapped back in here so we can go take care of that stuff. So let's see, our inventory is... Look at all these bolts. That just drives me crazy. The bolts that you end up with. Yeah, see, and that's already full. Alright, so I need fuel chambers. These will be tier 1 fuel chambers, but that's fine. And I need generators. I probably don't need very many just to get over there, but we'll stick a couple back in. So they were all just bolted here on the floor, so I should be able to just return them to where they were. And at least temporarily. Oh. We're going to stick 3 of them right there. You get back under control. I know I was told to never auto bolt, but for the time being, this will be fine. Oh no! Sorry, I didn't know if you were going to log on or not. I know it's really late where you are. So, thank you so much. It was fantastic. There's so much great stuff in there. Now I just have to get my ship back together enough to go get it. So I really, really do appreciate it. That was absolutely fantastic. And I haven't gone to get it yet, so I had to literally fly out there without a ship, and I went and took a peek at it. It was absolutely fantastic. I really, really do appreciate it. And I'm going to make good use of it. But right now, we're going to try and retrieve it. So that's going to be a little adventure. Would you stop flying away on me? Got a little lag this evening. It's making things even more interesting than normal. Yeah, I wasn't sure you were going to be around. I know it's later than I wanted to be, and I know you're 6 hours ahead of me, so... But I was not expecting all that fun stuff in there. You didn't have to do that. Did you take your capital ship and go back home then, I assume? My cab is next to me. Hold on. I missed it. Is that it? That's not it there. Get out of here. Alright, let's see. That's my little thing. That's the care package. Where am I missing? But behind. Oh, so I'm not crazy that I'm not seeing it. And there's no transponder on. That's awesome. Let me get the generators back in here, and we'll see what we can. How long did it take you to find me out here? Was that something you learned during the search? Not too long because of Hones? Were you able to find it just from the few transponders you could see from my streams? I think it's crazy that you were able to find me, because I didn't give anybody any clues. A lot of help was the thing I seen was I was within range of your zone chat. Oh, but you had already started looking me for that. But I mean, what did you use to initially find me? Just the triangulation based on what you could see from my stream? Yep. I never realized quite how quickly you could track somebody down using those. I needed to be a lot more careful, huh? Oh, those are the wrong ones. I need tier 1 generator. Get 2 transponders that lined up. Alright, those show yellow. They're blue, so that means they should be running. Or use ISAN fully if possible. I didn't think I gave away ISAN specifically, but it's possible. I wasn't being terribly careful. I feel like I'm missing a tool from my inventory. I guess not, I got one in my hands. Alright, turn you off. Put your arm down, put you away. Now let's see if she'll at least move. Are we not tied in yet? Oh, the ship has a durability error. Those things are not bolted down well enough. I don't want to leave you here. I just need the ship to run. Now you have less transponders, but when you were flying out here and placing the station, you had 10 or more. Yeah, that's what you used. So, yeah, my very first couple of episodes, I never thought that somebody would actually take the effort to try and track me down. But I really appreciate that. because it's going to be a big help, and it'll save me. Well, it's not going to save me a trip to the moon, because I do want to go out there anyways, but it will let me delay it for a little while, and let me stick around here for a bit longer. Alright, at least you're all there. Are you generating anything? Hi, Lingen. Everything's good. I logged in today to a great big surprise, which Paper left over the weekend while I was on holiday, and it was fantastic. So we're going to go out there, and I flew out there a minute ago and took a look at it, but my ship didn't have any generators in it, so I had to go out there old school, the slow way. Let's see, does the ship move now? What's the problem? Oh yeah, there it is. It's just really slow. Okay, where are we headed? We are headed up here. He left me a care package over the weekend. After spending, I don't know how many hours tracking me down, because there was no obvious way to find me, but there were some hints, and he did it. So he's left me this care package of some wonderful stuff that I wanted to get a hold of, but couldn't without going to the moon, and I don't have access to the moon just yet. So, yep, you certainly did. I want to make some glass, and I could not get this wonderful stuff, so you got it for me. So now I have Surtite. Is that what's called? Surtite? Am I saying that wrong? Surtrite. So I can make glass, and in this wonderful thing is a smelter. Is that what's called? A smelter? A belt smelter? A furnace. That's what they're called, furnaces. So I can make my own, which I'm super excited about. And he made me these wonderful panels with my name on them, which are also going to be awesome. So did you spend some time making decals? Is that how you made them, Paper? Yeah, you didn't mention that there was going to be sniper rifle and a bunch of ammo and some nav chips and some enhancers. That's fantastic. And a care package. Decals is something I've never messed with. So maybe at some point, once we get enough of a station up, we will play with that a little bit and learn that. Get somebody to teach us more than learn it, but I'll have you guys teach me how to make decals. Now, let's see. What is going to be the easiest way to get this whole thing? I think I can just bolt. I doubt I can bolt the whole thing. It won't let me pick it up because it's still a ship. What is going to be the easiest? So that's one panel. Two. So did you split that across 3 panels? See, I don't know anything about decals on how that's even accomplished. These are awesome. But in here there's a furnace. Nav chips. What is that guy? Oh, it doesn't tell me what it is. What is that? I guess we just pick it up and find out. You'll need an SSC for the... What is that guy? Oh, the recycler tool. That's awesome. That I'm pretty stoked about that. And are these nav chips for here, or where are they for? Nav point. Oh, Farpoint station. Oh, so you're able to rename them? Awesome. So they are for here. Look in Discord. That's you. Head lying around with no use. Yep, the recycled. That's fantastic. Furnace for making glass. For making glass. Plates can be reused. Bottom of your station, probably. Guns go pew pew. Well, here, let's see if I can. I'll bring this up for anybody watching to see. Let's see if I edit. And show this layer. This is what he sent me. So let's see. Lying around. Plates can be reused on your ship. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Scope for zooming in. Magazines for pew pew. Yes, but that's fantastic. I appreciate that so much. Really, really do. So we're going to close this window. Here we go. Alright, now we can unbolt all this fun stuff. Oh, I wonder if... Inventory. Let's see how much of this stuff we can... I'm going to have to get... I'll have to make the effort to get some armor, some cosmetic armor. Look at all that wonderful search rate. Alright, let's see. What is going to be the easiest way to get all this good stuff? I think it's going to be to... let's see. I think we're just going to bolt these. Hold on, I can't see the chat window. Alright, long rifle is just a scope. Yeah, I will have to go back to the origin station. I realize I'll have to go back at some point. But, for now, we're going to put you down there. We're going to take this guy apart. I love these panels. I just, this is more than I ever expected anybody to do. How far out am I? I am at the edge of zones 2 and 3. So right in between 2 and 3. So I guess that's somewhere at the 250, 275 mark, I guess. I don't know exactly off the top of my head. I guess I could look. It's not going to stay secret too terribly much longer. Let's see, I saw an origin station when I was looking around before. There we go, 268. So not impossibly far out, but far enough for it to... Look how many there are. I didn't realize there were quite so many with my name on it, too. I see these getting used a lot. Come on, you know you wanna... Ship didn't have any panels on it anyway, so... I saw the hot rod you're making on Discord. What are you unbolting? How many bolts are in this panel? I saw that hot rod you're making on Discord, Lincoln. That thing looks amazing. Oh, all of those were stuck to it. I should have probably just left those stuck to it. just taking that whole panel. Let's do that. Let's put you back in place. Oh, I won't. Well, let me bolt it back on. Alright, I gotta rotate. That's funny. Alright. Hi, Django! How are you? I am fantastic. I logged in after a holiday weekend to a care package left in space for me. That was amazing. And now I'm just trying to retrieve it. Come on, stick up here. Once we get inside the safe zone, I'll be able to just move them to the station inventory. But for now, we've got to move them like this. Alright, I keep getting lost. Where is the care package? There it is. So let's see, we're gonna take this bolt out. This one, this one, this one. Great, good updating ships. Are you building anything good? Anything exciting? Anything new? I guess you guys are always building something new. Alright. There. Alright, what's stuck on the inside of these? The Thor. What is the Thor? That sounds like a great ship. Sounds like it should be a very big ship. What kind of ship is it? Come on. Let's put you down for a second. Oh, that one's got one magazine stuck to it. It was the flat circle-like ship at EosCon. The ring miner that was horizontal with the 900 batteries or whatever it was. I remember that one specifically because it was so unique. Though, Paper, your Corpetta, it wasn't a ring miner, but it was a big flat ship like that too, except it had a sphere in the middle, didn't it? Yeah, I liked that. That was such an interesting concept for a ring miner. Oh, let's turn you like this. There. I had never. I mean, ring miners are neat, but that was so different. I'd like to see it in action, because I assume you go down over the asteroid then. I had a bunch of time this weekend to watch most of Happy's streams again. It was the Lucra Hulk from Star Wars, and who made it was Skip-By. No, it was in the center of it. It had a sphere made out of beams. I'm gonna be honest, I haven't watched many of the Star Wars movies outside of the original Star Wars. When I say the original, like the original 6 or 7, whatever it was. Yeah, that sphere in itself was mind-boggling. My brain doesn't have the capacity to even fathom how to even start making a sphere like that. Yep, it was a beautiful ship. Absolutely beautiful ship. Have you guys seen Lingon's project on the Discord channel? This little hot rod he's making? Reminds me of a Lotus sports car from like the 1970s, late 1960s. Let me see if I can find it here. It's pretty, and he's put it in the ship building channel, obviously, ship design, but he's kind of worked through the, where am I? Here we go. Let's try and bring this up. Browser. Oh, I didn't open the browser. Let's try that. Check that out. There's several other pictures too. Let's see if I can bring them back up. Oh, nice. I can see somebody, I broke something. Let's see, back to Starbase. Oh, that's nice. Not what I was trying to do there. Discord. This one. Let's see what other pictures she's showing. You can see how it's... this is crazy to me. This overlap of those plates. He's got a just a progression of the design, but it's pretty awesome. It reminds me of an old Dodge. Yeah, I think it looks awesome. Let's see, an old Dodge. Old Dodge. So you're like a Barracuda, maybe? That's kind of has a roundy shape like that, but I was thinking more like an old Lotus or a Le Mans car. I had some pretty crazy ones in the 70s. That initial spaceshipy shape gives me that impression. Yeah, I love the attention to detail. Anything with a curve in Starbase is, you've got to get your hats off to anybody that builds with those sorts of curves. Man, only a T1 thruster? Come on. And man, did you bolt that bad boy in there. That's not coming off. Yeah, I was just kidding, but... Let's see, 4, 8, 10, 14 bolts and 1 thruster. My inventory is full. No duh. Well, I'm not throwing it away because resources are scarce out here. Actually, not so much. They're surrounding me, but I'm not wasting them anyways. Yeah, thruster and a hard point and like 3 beams or something, even if they don't work. Yeah, right. I can't wait for him to see that little sports car finished. Now we got. Let's see this bad boy. I can put that right on my crafting bench for now. Find a home for you. You know, lovingly placed wherever you'll stick. Ugh. Come on. So let's see. You were able to see me where you were, but I don't know where that was. You've got to be around here somewhere. I don't know where you are. Or maybe you're right there. Oh, you have one of those little shark hoppers. Yes, those are awesome looking. Look at that. See, now that's a work of art. Yeah, a lot closer than I expected. Look at that bad thing. That is space bike. Love it. Now, are these like decals? These little, the stripes and these little accents, are they all decals? I think that's part of the, or are those just on decorative plate? Yep, decals. That kind of attention to detail is awesome. Oh, that's just a light. It makes that nose look fantastic. That's a fantastic piece of equipment right there. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. Well, let's see. Can I friend you while we're next to each other? I know the friending process in this game is not. How do we do this? Friends. You can't just add a friend. Send something in chat. Alright. I guess I have to whisper it, maybe? Is that how it is? Whisper. I still know I'm saying your name wrong, and I don't like that I can't say it. Pepa? Is that it? Pepa? There we go. Now, can I click on your name? Pepa. Whisper, add to whisper tab, invite, add friends list. There we go. But it doesn't. Did it work? This game is there. It did. It gives you the Icarus project. Awesome. Now I should be able to go to my stations and not resign. View. Transponder access. I should be able to give you more accesses. Nope, not remove access. Modify, reconstruction machine, building permission, deconstruction. This one. Nope. How do I give friends permission? So like friends here. Add access. There we go. Paper, shield, hangar hall, factory hall, like we had any production, reconstruction. Okay, building, deconstruction. You can put stuff down. You can't tear my station apart, Pepa. That's all there is to it. On my name. Yeah. This ship has exceeded its building limit. What? I don't know what that message means, but we're just going to pretend like we didn't see that. It can't even be true. With decals, probably. Oh, that might be. Whatever. We will, once we get these inside the station, we'll tuck these away for safekeeping. How should, well, I guess we'll both learn something today. If that's the case, we'll just unbolt a few and come back out and get it. That is an awesome ship. It looks like a shark to me. I don't know if that's the case. That's supposed to be, but it reminds me very much of a shark. It's probably the decal limit, even though it doesn't tell you that in particular. I think you said before you don't have any ships of your own, Pepa? We're gonna have to find a place to stick you. Alright, we'll come back. It's not gonna let me just pick the frame up either. Not one you sell, that I made on my own. Well, you don't have to sell it. But, isn't that the Icarus Project way? They're big into shipbuilding. Come on. What are you doing all the way over there when I can't see you? Sometimes it like swings big things out of your view. There we go. Let's see if that'll stick on there. Oh, it's bolted to this hard point. This is going to be so ugly. We've only got to fly like 8 feet. Allows everybody in, no restrictions, no provision, just place to chill and talk. That's pretty awesome. I have not joined a corp at this point. I wasn't sure really how much they were doing at this point. And Django, you're in Zenith, if I remember right. That's what, or that is your corp. That was on the top of your ships, if I remember right. I feel like somebody just collects junk. Let's see if it'll weld. Oh, that's hilarious. Now, we've got one beam left. The Zenith Corp, is that yours or one that you're in? No, it's when you're in. Excellent. Corps don't really do anything more than be a social thing right now. Yeah, but it's nice to know that the social aspect is out there. No, you're not gonna let me put my tools away. Now will the ship move? It's burning propellant. Not moving, so alright. The building budget, so we need to unbolt a few of these. That's alright, we'll come back for them. How do we know when we've reached our... Come on, put it down already. Nope, alright, whatever. Alright, let's see if it'll let us go. Who knows? Burning propellant, still not moving. How many decals can you have? Just like everything else, there's a limit. $600 decals. We're not moving. Still. I don't have very many on here now. Unless there's hundreds of these on here at a time. That's gotta be it. I mean, all I've got on there is care package. What in the world? Do I not have a... Well, I guess I have a few over here, but... Oh, don't do that, I'm gonna lose all these magazines. What are those arches? Eventually there'll be a ship! We are attempting to build this ship by hand in space, which has proven interesting. So we're still... I just bolted all of those magazines down to the ship. That's awesome. How do I fix this problem? Eventually I hope to make the ship more, let's call it shapely, than the rectangle that it currently is. Yeah, I don't know about any of those things. It might be dumb, might be the correct adjective, but I'm going to try it anyways. And it'll be fun. It'll be hard. Try the durability. That may reset it. That might be true. We'll take a look at that. Right now, I've made a conundrum, and now I have to fix it. You guys are all welcome to join me out here. I don't have any... why don't you stick to anything? There we go. Oh, the transponder! That's made the ship have two of them. I hadn't even... Yeah, it's probably not any of these plates. You no longer want to bolt down? Fine. See, this is why I bring in the smart people to do this kind of work. But this has actually been a ton of fun so far, and it's very different from the normal style of just gather resources to make credits style of play. I came out here oh, I don't know, I want to say on my third day. So I had a laborer. I mined just enough materials to build this ship, which is an egomaniac, like upgradable ship. That's why I was interested in yours, Django, because I want to focus on these upgradable ones and show what we can do, show what kind of things can be done. And so I came out here after a couple of days, just enough time. I just mined enough resources to build this, and I just pointed. I knew I wanted to come to this kind of zone right in between 2 and 3 where I had access to ice, but I wanted to. Ooh, that's a terrible noise. That's all the beams from that thing. Sorry about that. Oh, did they break? It broke. Well, that's fine. Just so they're not floating around in space. Yeah, I'm looking forward to see, like, so I want to build a station out here, but I don't want to just build a big bunch of beams either. Where did that come from? Oh, some stuff came off. I don't want to build a bunch of beams either, so I want to be really deliberate about how we do stuff, and I want to do it the hard way. Like, up to this point, everything has been mined with a pickaxe. I don't even have a laser at this point. And more shit's just coming off. Oh, that thing's still... We're not losing those, though. I don't want to lose one of those. This is a cluster that I wasn't expecting. It's tearing itself apart. I've never had a ship tear itself apart before. I figured I would be able to at least walk it in. I only gotta go like that far. I figured I'd be able to go slowly. This is all the stuff that I just strapped on it. That's the only stuff that's coming off. We'll see if we can get it in that far. The durability's got to be like 0. I've never tried this before. It's actually quite interesting to see what happens when you just bolt literal shit to the outside of your ship. We're doing a whopping 1. We've only got to get in there, and then I can just... I'll have to change my settings. Oh, yeah. I probably have all the settings turned off so that nobody could see where I was. Not that I really care. I don't think PvP is going to be a huge issue for the time being. Alright, we're in. So now I can... There's not really a station in here. That right there is just a little platform that has some crafting benches on it. So I haven't done anything in a station at all. And now I can take this stuff off and just put it in station inventory. Ship's still moving. Don't you have a station with a capital ship thing? I thought all you builders did all that. You know what, this is the weirdest thing, and I'm just I've got, I don't know, several hundred hours. So this is my second account, and I started this account solely for this streaming thing. But I've got several hundred hours on the account that I originally started, and I don't think I've ever actually played with another player. I mean, I've seen them, obviously, but I've never actually built anything or mined or done any of that stuff. I've seen other players and I've interacted, done some trading, that sort of stuff, but never actually Like, seeing Pepa here is just a weird thing to me. It's kind of awesome. Right? It is so much better. And that's what I was like, anytime I talked to people about corporations, they were all just, it's really just a Discord channel more than anything. And the corporations I have seen have all just been like builders selling ships and stuff, which I'm not sure at this point there's any money. There's no use for money in this game other than to, I guess, to build bigger ships. But I would love to have people come out here and do this the hard way. Monopoly money, right? That's one of the things that I didn't want to do this time, even though it was the streaming part. I never expected to do this, period. Money for buying ores from others and know it, right? So like, the first time I played, I got a laborer, and then I bought a tri-fin, and then I went from a tri-fin to a nearly 400 crate ring miner, and then I just had all the money I could ever, and then it was just buying ships to buy ships. And I put up a station, and I built a little, I put up a little capital ship that technically was a capital ship, and then I was like, now what? Other than just gathering going to the moon to gather different materials or to the different planets, what was the point? So this time I'm doing it different. This time we're doing it the hard way. My hope is to only buy those blueprints for those upgradable ships. Hand mine all the materials, build the ships, upgrade the ships, and do it all the hard way. I want to build a station that actually looks cool. Look at him, he strapped them all down nice and neat. I think I should rename the ship the Care Package. Right? I think that's what it just needs to be from now on. We should just put this thing up there, and from now on the ship is Care Package. Yeah, it's diminished quite a bit, and things were different at launch. But I think most important right now is that those of us that want the game to continue actually play it. I think that's the most important thing right now, is the game actually gets played. So I'd like to bring some more attention to it, and I'd like to get a bit more playtime with actual players. So, like I said, you guys are more than willing to come out here and do it the hard way. I'd like to set up some rules for anybody that comes out, so they don't show up in their 500 crate miners and just keep doing what they were doing back there. But I think anybody can come out and try it. Alright, I think, how do I rename? I really can't rename the ship, can I? Can you rename the ship? Alright, from now on this is Care Package. Under the social tab. Alright, social, ships, Fledger, rename. Confirm. There she is. Look at that. That is fantastic. I'm going to reuse these, but I'm going to figure out how to cover the rest of the ship first. Oh, now that they're inventory, I didn't ruin them by putting them in my inventory, did I? Not materials. Parts and decorations. Plates. It doesn't, putting it in my inventory, does that ruin that somehow? See, it just shows basic plate, and if I put out in, nope, it's okay. You'll jump in when off work? Absolutely, you're more than welcome. I have learned that in YOLO you can't use any variable with the word if in it or end. I have discovered that on my own. There's some weird quirks to this game, that's for sure. This I'm looking forward to using, but I have to Alright, what else we got strapped to the ship here? It's too heavy. Did I weld it? Yes. So, do I remember correct that capital ships don't move at all without being fast travel? That's the term I'm looking for. You can't just... You can't fast travel. You have to fast travel. There's no just walking it over here. Yeah, why don't we go... Where are you at, Pepa? You still here or did you leave me? Where's the shark? Because I'd love to go see your ship. You're on the capital ship. Alright. Then don't worry about it. I just thought I'd take the opportunity to come see your capital ship. I still got this guy. So this ugly bug we have added, since you're new here, Jongo, we added these 35 degree, or I guess they're 30-degree engines onto the sides. Originally the ship just starts out with 2 triangles in the front, this triangle and this triangle. We've added all the rest, and then we added on these corners there was a beam here, and originally there was just 2 maneuvering thrusters on the top and 2 on the side, and that was all the way around. So I had 4 maneuvering thrusters up, 4 maneuvering thrusters down, and then you had 8 side to side. Take care, Lingen. Have a good night. So then we added these guys on the diagonals to actually get because strafing left and right and up and down were awful. Just the maneuvering thrusters were not enough. And plus I want to do something with these arches here, and then I think I'm going to try and follow this shape down to make a sort of a wing here, and then this side will be tapered on the sides. I don't know. We're just going to try and... Oh, I don't know about looks good, but it's been a learning experience to do all of this in space, like making these sorts of things, you know, doing this sort of stuff while in space. I'm not sure I like these arches. I'm not sure quite how I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna bring them most of the way down, like this, as far down as the, you know, have them stop here somewhere. I thought about mounting guns in them, but you know, having them recessed in there, you couldn't see them. I also think I want to put all I can think of is a boat. We call it a gunnel underneath here. Something, I don't know, rounded or tapered on both sides, like the bottom of, like the keel of a boat. So these 2 arches and then one across the center of the bottom, I think will look nice. Oh, plasma engines in the arches. That would be I don't think I've taken you around the back yet. So it came like all like this. So came with all the batteries. We added, like I said, we added these tapered engines and these verticals, and these are all set up so that I can essentially double the number of engines, because I can just add more triangles in all of these gaps. And it came with small prop tanks, which I want to upgrade to medium prop tanks because the small prop tanks just don't cut it. This thing does eat some fuel. I had never thought about plasma engines, but I think plasma engines are a long way down the tech tree before I can even think about plasma engines. Where even are plasma engines? Laser designators. This is tier 3 generators. Large generators. Large propellant tank. Oh, there's plasma. So the very last thing. That's a long way away yet. But I'm looking forward to it. Plus I want to put an asteroid avoidance system on it, but I don't just want to strap hard points to the outside of it. It was basic. It was just all the way down here, and I've only unlocked this far. So it's not a huge distance, but it's a ways yet. It's a ways yet. So, but it's gonna be a lot of fun. I've been having a ball doing it. So it's one thing at a time. Oh, I forgot. I put a bot on the channel, and it's the first time I've seen it work. Alright, let's see. Put all this stuff in here. I think I got rid of my recycling tool already. So this thing, can we strap it somewhere? Where can you put this? You can't wear it? That's all. Oh, you ready? Then let's get out of here. Hold on. Let me turn this off and make sure I have my tool with me. Do you see your transponder? See, hold on. Settings, transponders, ship transponders. Oh, I have the distance at something ridiculous. From friends, I should see yours now. Received signal range. Continue. Let's find you. There's origin. That's my station. I don't see you yet. Oh, there it is, the IPS something Polish. I don't know what that says. Alagata. Alagata? It's your cap. What's it mean? It's not Polish? What does that mean? I don't know that word. And I've got a pretty good vocabulary. Gotta know now. Alright. Then I'll head over there. Let's see if we can... Let's make sure we haven't broken my ship. Nope. It's a mythical city from the SCP franchise. SCP, what's that? I'm not familiar with that acronym. Oh, you want to jump it before I get there? I'm looking. It will be directly on the other side, like you're going across me. And I don't get what you mean. End up next to you, kinda. Alright, we'll try and watch. Oh, it's gonna end up just on the other side of me. So you're gonna go cross over there. That's what I'm thinking. Alright. We'll try and... There he vanished. Where'd he go? 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 Oh, there it is. Oh, I saw it. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. I saw you, like, come through. That was fantastic. Alright, let's head over there. Now it has a safe zone of its own. As long as I don't smash in. Pegrin! Hello! Welcome aboard! We are coming over here to check out Papa's cap ship. And hopefully I remember how to fly after a long weekend. How are you today, Pegrin? Oh, there's some rocks in the way. Let's not crash into those. I can turn the rangefinders on, that might be a bit smarter. Oh, I still haven't connected to this knob, which is so dumb. Tell him I said hi. Hi. Well, then you should come back, because it's still fun. Now we got a safe zone. Alright, let's take a look at this bad boy. Turn those off. Come to a stop. Alright, let's take a peek at this. Those look like thrusters, now that they've... Oh, so this is a ship hall? Is that what this is? Are we in a ship hall? You were playing way too much? Yeah, this game will do that to you. Let's see what's under here. Oh, here's the goodies. There's not much living space, Papa. You didn't make too many accommodations. Just, where's the hot tub? You have decals, though. Fragile. Oh, that's pretty awesome. What are these all for? Oh, I recognize this from my IGN. Oh, in-game name. Yeah, same as Twitch name. Yep. Yep, Discord's the same too. Apparently, that's my logo. So he spammed his thing, but I don't know if it'll let me do it. Which one's your logo, Pegrin? This one? I will have to change Nightbot. It's a bit trigger happy on the message blocking. Which one's yours? The orange one. This one here, prototype. Ace Tech. That's pretty awesome. That's nice, since it's clean. These are all great. Hey, what you doing? This one, whose is this one? This is his, Pegrin's? That's funny, I just saw these at EOS Con. I just swear I just saw these at EosCon. Because I had never seen that before, but I really liked the symmetry of it. They're fantastic. I love logos. I'm still working on mine. I like what I've started with, but I don't. It's not done yet. I'm not sold on it. Yeah, is your well, yours has the Z's. The Z that looks like sevens. Is that right? I'm really trying to remember the zenith. It does it look like a 7? Like just 2 sevens turned past each other. It's kind of. I was really paying attention to that upgrade ship of yours because I like that idea. Why is this one so freaking thick? Of all things, it's not fragile. Oh, they're all stacked fragile? Yes, I am on Papa's cap ship. Well, welcome. Hi, Sasquatch. He came out to visit me, and he's showing me some of his goodies. Now, what is this stack of corners for? I'm digging the armor too, by the way. Oh, you're just testing on what connects how? See how you can layer things? And then what else did I see? Here's your crafting benches. And then it's your galaxy map. Yep, Stoward trophies. Those are ship parts too. I was looking at your map. How do you have your nav discs attached to that? Do they just stick there magically? They just magicked on there? Yeah, that's a lot of fragile stickers. The map is by Sasquatch? That's a damn good map. Yeah, that's a nice. You've still got you're missing a few, right? It's nice and crisp, which is. Oh, you just use the station building, which magically sticks things together. Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. I was watching somebody else's stream the other day. And he had like his capital ship looked like a pyramid. I think, what was his name? Xenon, maybe? What do we got going on out of here? Not that I don't appreciate it, Pegrin, but I'm not. I'm kind of limiting myself on what we're building. I'm trying to do most of the building in space. This looks like chunks of another map. This map might be. What did it say? This map might be a scale of Eos in the future. That's the plan. Now, is this all done with decals as well? Yeah, so that is it's yes, it's a challenge, but it's not as bad as I was expecting and way worse all at the same time. But it's been fun either way. Do I want one what? One of these giant monstrosities? I mean, it looks freaking amazing. Where am I gonna stick? Oh, I see what it looks like. You just have it spread out all weird. Oh, that's fantastic. Hey, Death Son, look at that. That's fantastic. I like the smiley face. It almost gives you the sense that the belt isn't trying to murder you the entire time. That's fantastic. That is awesome. What is this contraption that you're making here? The red cross sign in it. Oh, and then this is Elysium. I see what this is. So what if a pirate finds me and blows me up? That's part of the game. I'm not somebody that gets bent out of shape about losing stuff. That's just how it goes. My introduction to space games was EVE Online. So I've been blown up in EVE Online probably 100 times. I don't know. It's part of the game. I'm alright with it. There's not too many pirates in this game as of right now, but it is. It's fantastic. This is great, Paper. That just seems like a ton of work with the decals. Yeah, Chongo. If you're coming from a game where you're afraid to lose, you've kind of got everything wrapped up in one ship, like in Elite Dangerous, then yeah, it's a hard thing to lose. But I'm okay with it though. Well, in Starbase, what are they? What in the hell is that? What is this? I mean, it's cool looking, but what is it? Oh, it is armor. That's pretty awesome. Now, do they come pre-painted? You want me to take this? Oh, and stuff. Yep. Alright, let's see, let's see. I gotta take it, and then let's see if I can put it on. Boom. Now I got a green head. You want me to take these too? Now, what are these from? Oh, they're Icarus Project logo. Yeah, I will happily take these. I eventually need somebody. I think I own Elite Dangerous still. Somewhere. Yep, alt scroll wheel. And then, let's see. If I alt again, there's a way I can see myself and I can never remember what it is. I will happily give it back. Alright, how do I rotate around myself? So I can see the front of me. Alt. Scroll. Yeah, the scroll. Alt scroll lets me zoom. Oh, I gotta keep just holding alt. See? That's pretty awesome. I wish you could paint them. Yeah, I just had to, I wasn't ready for that. I wasn't realizing I had to hold the alt. These guys look... That's pretty awesome. Yeah, I would love to just continue this. Pepa was the first one to come out and visit me, but I'd love to have different people come out and show me what they've got and teach me some stuff. So this has been... I am not claiming this is not a tutorial under any circumstances. I do this all the time, Pegrin, though, so if you give me a follow, I've just started a week or so ago, but my plan is to stream probably every day, or roughly every day, at least for a little while. as my wife will allow me. So, that tool, that bolt tool, is as big as your leg. Is that what I look like with the? Yeah. Oh, I got different tools. Sasquatch is the one who has a similar playstyle to who? To me. Do you make everything in space, Sasquatch? This is huge. It's a lot of space. But as far as capital ships go, this isn't all that big, is it? You can essentially fill most of this safe zone, right? Well, it's small. It's huge. But in the scheme of it, I suppose so. It's been a real learning experience to do it out here. I realize there's some things I won't be able to do in space, but my hope has been I'll end up building a ship hangar. This is awesome, Pepa, but I'm gonna head back over there. My hope is to build a ship hangar only enough so that I can build the things that I can't really build in space, and just create the parts. Thank you so much, Pepa, but you are welcome to spend as much time out here as you want. You can join me, you can help me, you can do your own thing. My ship, the ship I have, is a free blueprint. You're welcome to join me out here. Grab a laborer. The whole point's to do it the hard way, though. Though this thing, I do have to admit, is pretty awesome. You like the moon info down there? Yeah, I thought that was fantastic. Or is it the map you're talking about? Death Sun? This map? Right. Doing custom decals is probably something I won't end up doing. I just don't have the this to me is so crisp and clear. That just is so nice. And I'm not saying the other ones weren't, but that we'll come down here and you see this again. I'm still trying to hammer out my decal or my logo, and then once that happens, I will get some decals made. Yeah, this is pretty awesome. Stop falling. That's fantastic. And then this one over here. The face. You like this face? That's awesome. Yeah, these are really well done. I'm a little jealous, a little bit jealous, but I'm just getting started. You guys got a big head start where it comes to this stuff. And I'm not actually planning on being efficient. We're going to try and do this the fun way and not the most efficient way. Alright. But I do have to get... My plan today was to unwrap Pepa's present, which I did, and I was so very happily surprised when I logged in. For those of you that weren't here, when I logged in today, there was a care package just outside of my station that Pepa had left that had a belt furnace so I could make glass, because it's something that I want to use. Yep, I can work on the glass in the station a little, and because I want to use a lot of glass in the station, because since the lighting situation is so awful. And he left me a bunch of sootite, and a furnace so I can make it. And he also left me a bunch of other stuff, a sniper rifle, an ammo, and a recycler tool, and... Oh, we're getting drunk. What's going on? I was just... Oh, the generators. That's the problem. So yeah, he put it in a big care package box, and it had. Well, here, let me show you. It was in this giant box that literally said care package on the side, and then the other sides all had plates with Farpoint written on them, so I can reuse them on things. It was super just incredibly nice of him, and unnecessary, and I'm grateful for it. But I'm also excited to use them all. So, but the only bad part was he left it outside of the station safe zone, so I had to like disassemble it, strap it to the top of this bad boy, and bolt it all back down, and then get it inside, which was it was more fun than I was expecting. It was also a bit of a catastrophe, but that's part of it. Yeah, there's a rock. I'm like drunk, staring all over the place. We put some new steering, some lateral engines on this, and it is so much more. It's so much touchier than it used to be. It's so much more responsive with these than with the old manual or maneuvering thrusters that were on it. That I can't drive it yet. So, and the asteroid avoidance system is near non-existent. But I don't think I injured it, did I? Not too bad, anyways. No, 2.286. Doesn't look like it was any worse off than. All right. But in the end of my last episode, I took all the generators out, so I had to strap a few back in just to go get that stuff. It was fantastic. Thank you again, Pepa. I really, really appreciate that. And I look forward to you hanging out here a little bit. Maybe we can go do something. But my ship is kind of half apart, unfortunately. Let's see. Yeah, it was super nice of him to. And I was gone all weekend. I had streamed all of last week, but I was on a little family vacation. And when I got back, that package was there. My family went skiing, which is not something that I truly do or enjoy. But we had there was 11 of us that went. I have 3 daughters. And my wife's brother took their kids as well. So it was a lot of fun, but it was not my cup of tea. So I sat around inside a lot and did a little bit of research on different stuff that I didn't realize about Twitch, because I am not very good at this point. But I'm learning, and I really appreciate if you guys hear something that's weird, or the levels are wrong, or the cameras are wrong. Please let me know, because I just don't know. And I enjoy the criticism and the suggestions. I haven't skied since I was a kid. There's a couple things about skiing that I really dislike, and that is being wet and cold. And those 2 things are kind of necessary to skiing. So, oh wait, I remember. I had to get a floor in here. I want to strap. Sorry, I'll talk this through, and you guys can think it over. So the idea here is, where's my? Oh, where did I just lose that thing in my inventory? I just spit it out there, picked it back up. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is. Alright, so I was looking at... Which way does this go? This way. Oh, stop snapping. Jiminy Christmas. So this is a take on something I saw in one of Death Sun's ships. Oh, you're just gonna... And it's a... I'm gonna try and make it work in here. It's a generator setup. Hold on. Oh, this is so much harder in space. That uses... it uses these fuel chambers that are kind of on a 45 from each other, and in here you bolt an enhancer, and a single enhancer enhances these three generators here. And but it wasn't even about the efficiency of it. It is I really liked the generators on the 45s, so I hope to stack 3 of these in this gap and then put 3 on the other side to match. That will give me, well, it'll be quite an upgrade. Give me a lot. But I have to put a floor in here first so that it's bolted down and it's covered, so there's an actual floor in here. And then I have to finagle beams in here so this will snap, because snapping in this game in space is horrendous. Nothing snaps where you want it to snap. And like now it's not going to snap at all. It only wants to snap in an L this direction or an L this direction and not on the 45. So I have to work with some 45 beams to get something to snap it to. But I really like the way this looks. Is it the best use of space? Absolutely not. But that was not the intent at all. Plus I'd like to get... There's only 3 generators between these 2 fuel cells. So I don't know if I want to put more generators, try to squeeze generators maybe on the backside. I try. We do get snow on the hills in Scotland. Oh, you're from Scotland. Excellent. I live in Ohio in Pennsylvania, which is kind of east central United States, but on the northern half. I guess it's on the northern coast. We're actually up against Canada, right up against the Great Lakes. And in a normal winter we would get lots of snow here. This winter we have not. Alright, so flooring is the next. Let's see, decorative plates. I have not played much with decorative plates to see how they really... I think I'm going to run just these down to make it look like... Yeah, let's continue with these. If I can remember what in the world those... Minnesota? Is that where you're from, Minnesota? I live in Cleveland, just outside of Cleveland anyways. I'm right on the coast of Lake Erie. It is someplace that gets quite a bit of snow historically. Not so much this year. I think this is the one. So let's see. Let's make 5 of these. Put them in our inventory. I already have a few, so that must be them. Oh, I hate when I do that. There we go. Drag. Put that down. Okay. No. Just click, not drag. Yeah, there's been a lot of snow along the northern half of the northern edge of the United States. Michigan, Wisconsin has gotten some snow, the Dakotas, and then, God forbid, Buffalo, New York. They had 77 inches in one snowstorm. 77 inches. That is, That's an absurd amount of snow. 77 inches in one. I mean, they're at like 16 feet, I think, for this season. They had a 77-inch snow. They had a 50-inch snow. It's absurd how much snow they were getting. But 77 was a new record. This weekend there was a new record for the coldest temperature ever recorded in the United States in New Hampshire. It was negative 108 degrees with the wind chill. Negative 46 degrees Fahrenheit without the wind. So it was a 90-mile-an-hour wind and made negative 108 degrees in Mount Washington, New Hampshire, which that's a temperature I can't even wrap my brain around. Well, what would that even be in centigrade? Celsius, centigrade, whatever it's called. Temperature. Fahrenheit to Celsius. Fahrenheit, negative 100 and minus 108 is negative 77 degrees Celsius. It's an absurd temperature in any scale. Alright. Why in the world is that one plate white? Any idea why there'd be one white plate? This ship had no flooring. I have no way to paint it. Is it just thin floor plan? Yeah, that's an absurd temperature. I just can't even fathom that kind of temperature. Yeah, the paint tool, but I don't have a paint tool. I mean, how did I make it white? The ship didn't have any. Didn't have any flooring in it. Oh, well, yeah, it had a little bit, but it had like these couple of pieces, but they're not white anyways. I added all of this stuff. That's bizarre that there's one white piece. Huh. Anyways, now I need to put some flooring over here, underneath where the generators were. Or do I just leave it and plate it from the outside? I don't want to leave it, I don't want it to look half done. So do I put flooring under the generators? Or do I just plate it from the outside? That's a floor mat. We can choose one of these other ones that makes them look a little different. Let's try a floor mat. I don't know what a floor mat looks like. Just click. Oh. And it is just that, a floor mat. I kind of like it, but I would need a lot of them. And they're not gonna, there's all these weird little bits here. What to do? I kind of like the contrast. But how do I probably only need bolts on the edge of these little guys. If I put a couple of bolts on the edge of these, it's probably enough. And then where will that plate go to there? And halfway across this. Yeah. Let's put it there. And then I think that might actually work. Let's make a couple more and find out. Alright, what did we call these? Floor mats. Which one did I make? Nope. That's not the right one. Come on, fat fingers. I think this is the one I made. Yeah, because I have one. Alright, let's make 10 of these and find out. Oh, don't turn. Get closer. So we're gonna put you here. Oh. Let's see. I put you there. Now let's bolt these down. I always end up... I can't bolt you down? Why not? Oh, there we go. Alright. I never know how many bolts to put in anything. You know, let's try to stay consistent. If I take a shortcut like that, damage will have my head. He's a stickler when it comes to the details like this. Wait, oh. Come on, what are you doing? So that's where it goes, but I will need to put something underneath there, won't I? Well, can I... Let's see, can I... No. I was just going to move those over, but I don't think I can do that. I have to put another beam underneath there. Probably several pieces of beams. But how does it look? Do we like the way it looks? To do it like that? Have this walkway lighter colored? Yeah, I kind of like that. Any objections? No objections? Alright. So we're going to put a couple sections of this in there. I probably should just remove these and get them out of the way. They're just in the way for now. It looks good. Nope, no weld cubes. There was another part of your ship I was wondering about. Death Sun. I'd have to look at the video again. But I think it was like I was confused how you mounted a hard point somewhere. It was like hanging out, and it looked like it had like a little strap holding it in place, but I could not for the life of me figure out how you had done it. I'll have to go back to the video and look it up again. It may have been a reverse thruster. It looked like it was held on with a little piece of metal strapping, but I didn't know such a thing existed. Even Happy had paused and taken a look at it, but he seemed to understand what it was, and I just didn't see it. But it was definitely a hard point that was... It was a hard point that seemed to be held on by magic. Let me take a look. Maybe we can look at this together. That's the other thing I'm enjoying about this, about doing it this way and not having a real great agenda is I don't have to worry about being super efficient with my time either. I'm gonna mute this because it'll end up making a loop in my ear, and that'll be irritating. I really hate hearing my own voice. Alright, so it's on Happy's channel. And it was on the first day of ESCon. Where? Oh, now I can't remember. Yes, you were at the end of the first day. Second day, you're right. You were at the end of the second day. Dirty. I want to say dirty human, right? That was you? I've watched so much of it, it's hard to remember. I'm getting closer. I found your ships. Oh, I guess I left that open. Let me go full screen here. Yeah, that. What is this? Is that just a piece of ducting? Yeah, but how the hell is this held on? Is there just a million bolts up through this beam into this hardpoint? I'm assuming this a corner beam with a duct, right? So you've got a beam intersection there. So you've strapped it to the top of an intersection and nailed it on. That way you're getting, and just like 4 bolts on, but you're bolting up through these beams just into that all in one spot. I got it. It just seems really a real sketchy hold there. I'm sure the game likes it, but I didn't recognize that as. The game sees it as 4 bolts and a hardpoint, I suppose, but that seemed real sketchy to me. I didn't recognize you painted it, so it wasn't immediately. I didn't immediately recognize it as a. What the hell is that doing floating around out there now? Get back in my inventory. Yeah, I didn't immediately recognize that as a piece of ducting, but now that I'm looking at it again. You do have to admit, it looks really, really sketchy. Doesn't matter how sketchy it looks, as long as it works. I should only need them across here. I wish I could see the durability of a piece, of an individual piece, before it was just the lowest. The other ship is a moon miner. Yeah, you had one surface miner, and then you had one, I want to say it was 1,000 crates or something. 1024, I can't remember. 3. How many more we need? That. I should have moved those over a half, huh? And then it would have been. Oh, hindsight. 1248. So if I do it like this, then I can get 3 corners. Like this. And that's smarter. It's silly. yeah, I love those big ships, but I'm just not doing that this time. Just not gonna do it. I mean, that's how you get rich for sure. It is by far the best way to get rich. And I just can't even imagine putting one of those together. That's a feat in itself. All right, well that's a better setup this time. I bolted it properly, I think. I think I'm missing one there. Nope. There and there. Yeah, I had a whole episode where I rebolted. There's only 96 crates on this thing, and I rebolted those by hand. And I do have to say, I have a new respect for 1,000 crates worth of bolting, because it took ages just to do these 100. Alright, so how many did I use there? 6, and then I'll need 1, 2, 3, 4 more of those. My math says 6 times 24. 6 times 4 is 24. You've not seen a moon miner? Yeah, there was some pretty crazy ones. Sparks, he takes shit to a whole new level. The fit and finish on his stuff is just incredible. I'm not saying yours wasn't good, Death Sun, but he thinks of stuff that the average builder doesn't even think of. Just little tiny bits that just really are something else. That's 8, that's not 6, I can't even count. That's 8 times 4, so we need 32. And I have 3. So we need to build, which one was it? This one. 20, 10. Alright. Yeah, I don't want to say anybody's ships weren't amazing, but there was a couple where, and it wasn't that the ship design was all that incredible, it's just the fit and finish. The two that got me were Arc Sparks, and was it Angel Wings? I'm not familiar with everybody's names, but Angel Wings seems like the other name that the finish was incredible. What I thought about the Angel Wing ships, not only did they look great, but how compact the builds were. Just how tight everything was. You don't want to be put down right there. There, you're fine. I mean, there was lots of great ships, and Jongo's, that ring miner of yours was another one that caught my attention. More for its uniqueness. I hadn't seen one that was like that, and it looked good. It needed some paint. It's gonna have to. I'll see it up close. Yeah, you need to paint it. You need to figure out a paint scheme, because I'll tell you what, I didn't realize how much the paint really finishes up those. But not all paint was good too. Like there was a lot of paint that was it was too monochromatic. So if I put 3 across here, then I don't need that extra beam underneath. I probably don't need it at all, but I think I'm going to take it out underneath this one. Because I think that's just going to be just as secure, and I won't need the weight of those beams. I think that looks nice because there's a bit of contrast. I hope to be able to do my color schemes in either gray and orange, or like dark gray and orange, or black and orange. I don't remember what the paint colors really get. You get black, white, a bunch of those. So you get orange there. Of course, it's in the last row. Red, blue. There's only one gray color really. And is this gray color the same gray color that's all of this? Do you guys know if this is gray paint or it's a different color gray? I don't know, but I've not unlocked all that stuff yet. We're a long way from that. The other thing I did not want to do was just build a bunch of nonsensical junk, 100 tool benches or whatever it was, just to either recycle them or sell them back off to get the tech points. I'm trying to not waste that kind of effort. I understand that it's easier and it's cheaper and you can recycle them and do that. But I want to try and do it building stuff that I actually need. I mean, sure, I don't mind building a few extra pieces here or there, but I don't want to build 100 heat cubes. Oh, come on. What's up here? Still need to unlock paint? Dude, I still need to unlock essentially everything in here. All I have is the basic tools unlocked. I don't have any of this stuff unlocked. It's awful. Like, look how much stuff. I haven't touched any of this at all. It's gonna be a lot. This stuff goes real fast because most of it is structural points. And you just build a bunch of cubes, which these I don't mind building just to throw them away. I guess this stuff is fun, but for some reason I don't feel, not the capital ship stuff, but the station stuff I don't mind just building 1,000. If you know what you really, I can craft you paint. Oh. Well, I don't know. It's definitely going to be orange. My colors are going to be orange and black or orange and gray, but I'm not sure what the gray looks like. Is this gray or is something like this gray? I don't know what the gray looks like. If this is gray, then I'll end up doing orange and black. But I'll get there. I'm not too terribly concerned yet. We'll get there. The biggest concern right now is figuring out how the hell I'm gonna get these generators put in. The last time I played, I actually had them put in, and then I realized I didn't have a floor underneath them. Well, I had one put in. Let's not overestimate what I had done. I had one of them put in, and then I realized I didn't have a floor underneath it. You can take out your paint tool and reset the white plate. Oh, yeah, but I don't have a paint tool. What is all this stuff going on here? What is this? What? Wait, I missed some stuff. Somebody's... What? I don't... hold on a sec. Alright, sorry about that. My wife needed some paint tool. I don't have a paint tool. No. I mean, you gave me a recycler tool, but I don't have a paint tool. But that being said, what am I looking at right there? You're I was wondering what you were doing during this. I did give you permissions. You could do anything you want. I just I just didn't expect you to actually do anything. Not that I care. I just this has been a big surprise, actually having somebody out here doing stuff. Is that just another one of your ships? What is this ship? Whatever that is badass looking. Like I said, you're all more than welcome to come out here. And as long as we make some rules. 800 crate hauler from Arc Sparks. Oh. If I were Happy Trigger 42, I'd say that this was dope. I would definitely use the term dope. And I wouldn't be wrong. You had to bring stuff? That is dope. I'm not a big fan of white normally, but the white and the yellow really... Well, that's a rainbow nightmare there. It looks nice. Oh, what is what is going on here? Look at this crazy contraption. This is a Rube Goldberg thruster configuration, so... Holy hell, that's nice. It's just crazy. See these three little holes? These were on your little shark speeder. Right, Django? This is crazy. That's how we get in? And these cockpits, look at this. Oh, now that's fancy. I don't think I've ever seen one bolted to a ceiling. Here, let me, oh, it's this menu. Stations. View. There you go, you can do whatever you feel like doing, because it's hard to be able to put blocks down but not pick them back up. Look at that, he's got them numbered. So these are refills. This is the live fuel. That's absurd. And that's the furnace. And this is the YOLO. I mean, just a little tiny attention to detail. He rotated each of these plates. And then those propellant, maybe? What an awesome ship. What an utterly awesome ship. Oh, I like the like how it staggers up like that. I don't know what you're doing, Pepe, but I like it. I love how you just stick your arm out like that and stuff magically appears in front of you. Alright. That ship is something else. This is fantastic. Alright. Oh, I need a faster jetpack. That needs to be a purchasable upgrade. Like give me a jetpack that'll do 150 meters a second. You don't even need a ship. Oh, it's at the bottom of the ship. I think it's funny now that it says the lifeline is connected to care package. That's hilarious. Oh, see, I'm digging this. I just gotta finish getting her put down. Those are all bolted. Those are bolted. Just stand on the rocket and go faster into space. Yeah, but then you can't get back. If your little propulsion pack actually went fast. Can you imagine PvP in space without ships? Just you and a assault rifle whipping around in space? So I need to put a... We'll take this one out. It has been done. What? The rocket? Like strap yourself to a rocket kind of thing? Okay, let's see. On the moon base. With the drop turret turned off. The first time. Yeah, they were flying by wings and shooting revolvers at each other. So if I put another set here, this is going to be in the way. There's nothing I can really do about that other than put another... I guess I have to put another beam here. Otherwise I won't have it. Oh, that's not true. Alright, let's try it and see what happens. Experimentation. That's what we do. When you don't know what you're doing, you just make it up as you go along. Oh nope, that's definitely going to be in the way over there. But I don't really have a way around that. I will have to. Well, can you imagine shooting a revolver out of a bi-wing airplane and actually trying to hit anything? I mean, shooting a revolver is hard enough at a non-moving target, but a moving target when you're also moving, it's like when they used to shoot rifles off of horseback. I think I'll just move that over half a one for now. So if I, let's see, I don't know why he put these elbows, these angles on, as opposed to some other fitting there. I have quite a bit of practice at a firing range, but I can't imagine also, I don't know, I can't imagine being in an airplane. I both experience in an airplane and at a firing range, just not simultaneously. And I can't imagine doing those two things at the same time. Yeah, I didn't think that was down. Yeah, I mean, I'd be willing to give it a go. I'm pretty sure it's going to be against some rules. Professionally, I'm in the aviation industry, and they kind of frown at guns on airplanes unless you're a very elite set of individuals. Oh, yeah, it's just canvas with a lot of paint. I was gonna say like polyurethane lacquer on the outside of it, trying to make it stiff. Alright, how's that look, guys? You think that looks good? Oh, I flew into Oshkosh once. I'm never ever gonna fly into Oshkosh ever again. That was the most terrifying thing ever, was flying into Oshkosh. Oshkosh is like the largest private air show thing there is. There's thousands. Yeah, probably thousands of private pilots. It's scary. It's scary. I got to go visit there and see their air traffic control tower, and it's more flight following than air traffic, but it's crazy, for sure. It's crazy. I can't put that in my, I can only put that out. I can't put it in my hotbar. Oh, any of those prop airplanes. I have mad respect for those pilots. So I eventually wanted to sit here, but I'm gonna have to see it. It only wants to be in one of these two orientations, this or reverse of it. So I'm gonna have to strap a beam on the floor and try and get it to snap to that, which is what I did before and it worked. But I think that'll look good on this. I flew an old Stearman once, which is also an awesome... It's not a military airplane, it's just an acrobatic, but pretty crazy. Unless you're an airplane enthusiast who wants to see the same airplane over and over again and all the different ways that people could deck an airplane out, it does get pretty boring. And that wasn't my thing. I went there. My father-in-law's a pilot, he's a professional pilot, and he was more into like all the equipment and stuff they have. I think I want it back in there a little further though. I think that's what I did, and then I tried to get something to snap to that, but I had to put a beam on. Put a beam on here. Tried to get this stuff to snap together. This is definitely going to be trial and error. Let's see if we can... I'm a big history buff in general. World War II was crazy. Just the... Oh, that snapped, but it's not snapping to the part I want it to snap to. I got another idea. I can't imagine living in London or anywhere in England, or I say England, I guess it would be, they bombed most of the entirety of Britain, right? I can't imagine living there during that. My family emigrated here from Scotland prior to that, so I don't have anybody left over there. Well, we got it on the 45. Not where we want it, but... See, doesn't that look cool? Don't you guys think... I think we can fit 3 of those stacked in there. If not, we can certainly fit 2 of them stacked in there. Doesn't that just look neat on the 45? And you can fit an enhancer right here that actually one enhancer enhances all 3 of these. This is, I don't know where Death Sun got it, but I certainly stole it from him. But I just need to get it on to stick to the floor and not... Oh, now you're not going to snap to anything. Oh, that's so frustrating. So, Jungle, you're not actually Scottish? What about how far back that is? How does that look for the back of it? family ancestors are. Yeah, I'm 100% American, but all four of my grandparents' families were from somewhere in Britain. I've got Scotland, Ireland, Wales, and England. So I got my bases covered. Oh, because snapping is stupid in space. That's why. So there are times where things just don't snap at all. You'll have an object like this that will not snap to anything. Oh, did that just snap where I wanted it to when I was talking to you? No way. No. Oh, we're not quite there, but we're close. So stuff won't snap. So what you end up having to do is pick up anything else and get it to snap, and then that'll act correctly again. I don't understand why, but that seems to be what fixes it. Oh. I think it's... I also think I have this sticking out like that. Do I want the feet to go out or the feet to go in? I like the way the feet look in better, but it's less bolting points, I guess. Ha 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 ha. Which one do you think looks better, with these feet in or with these feet out? Because I'm going to have to turn one of them. The feet sticking out, I don't think it looks as good as this. This looks more finished to me. And I think I need to move these down. Alright, let's move you over here. I think we're going to go with the feet in. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. If I just turn the whole caboodle around, nope, doesn't work like that. Snapping, stop. Oh, that's true. It might be. Maybe. Or not. I might have to stick one of these to it. Can I stick one to it? Can I get one under there? Does that get it down to the floor? No. Maybe closer though? There, I think that's... Oh, is that it? We're in the right zone. It's just, Oh, don't do that. It just needs you to move out. Oh, snap. Alright, what if we unsnap this one? These move together. I think we're getting closer. Ha! I don't know how many bolts generators need. Alright. I should probably do the right thing and hand bolt these. I just don't know. Oh, you... Oh, I have words for this thing. See, now it's not snapping to anything. Oh, I hate you. I swear I had you bolted in place. Alright. I know that's not the right place, but I needed to not move. Hey, anytime, Django. I look forward to seeing you more soon, and I look forward to getting a hold of that ship. You have a great night. All right, Death. How many bolts does or paper? How many bolts does a generator need to a fuel chamber? Do I need all 400 that it wants to put in? Whatever makes it green. You are exactly. So these aren't even bolted to the floor yet. So that's not gonna green's not gonna happen. But just for the record, that was a terrible answer. The strength of the connection related to how good they are bolted to the beam. Yeah. So the beams we can probably figure out. Maybe, because we can't see anything. Right? How do we know where anything is? Oh, that's funny. How do I even bolt this to a beam? Well, let's do some test bolts. Probably gonna have to bolt some beams. Well, I know where the beams are. Bolt from beams into generator, but I can't tell where the generators are from down below. Well, let's see. We know there's... I guess we can. We just do the little green thing, right? Well, it's always going to show green. Like, this is going to show green everywhere. Damn. Can I just bolt these anywhere? No, that only shows those. Can I just bolt down through the side of this thing? Not sure that's smart, but... So, there's no beams anywhere convenient. I think I'm going to have to maybe put some beams here, because I don't think any of these are going to be green. That one is green. If I could bolt up through the beam... Alright, maybe we just have to take a few... educated guesses. Why is that not letting me weld it? Is that because it's only half weld? I don't know. Oh, that's why. I see, those were on floorboards. Yeah, from the bottom I'd like to. I just gotta figure out where to effing bolt them. You know, do we just kind of... But am I not just bolting up through the... Whoa. Oh, look, that's not bolted down. Somebody was... It's not doing their job there. I wonder who that was. Of course, it's underneath all that shit. I had to miss one. Alright, so... The middle of these two... We go down that hole, it's 1, 2, 3 over the middle beam. There's a 1, 2, 3 over this middle beam, which I think is this here. Oh. Oh, look at that. Alright, let's try cleaning up this mess. Look, it's... Oh, hey, there's a dude right there. Whew. Don't sneak up on me like that. You might get a bolt in the foot. Alright, how's it look? What did we decide? Does that look alright? Oh, man. Yeah, that'd be funny to be able to bolt an endo back down to the floor. Alright, I think that looks okay. What do you think, Pepa? I'm actually pretty happy with that. Alright, so let's nope, see the white ones. I don't need the white ones, I need the gray ones. So let's take... I don't want to mistakenly bolt these to anything. So let's be deliberate here. Where can we put these? Put them in a place of honor. Like, I have like a station over there somewhere. It just like jumped up out of nowhere. Which way is this feather supposed to go? Is it at the top? Oh, snapping is so weird. Yep, sun at the bottom. Oh. Alright, turn the magnetic boots off. The magnetic boots are great and terrible sometimes. It really wants to be underneath those beams, not on top of them. Oh. But you're not actually snapped there. Look at that. Honorary, unofficial member, whether they like it or not. For the love of all that is holy, why will they not snap on this beam? Hey, Pegrin, how you back? We have made little bit of progress, except with these particular pieces. They do not want to go there. Floor mat. What did I make before? Floor panels. Yes. I'm opening all the wrong windows. I got some generators in place. That is that's what you missed. Only it's because the decal plate doesn't have snap points on that side. Only the side with the decal. See, that sort of makes sense. So you just have to do it the hard way. All right, let's see. I have room. If I need to, I can fit another generator here and another generator there. If for some reason I need more generators. And that will still be, that'll be 3, that'll only be 5 even for 2. Now let's see if we can, do I have any more generators? Any more T2 gen? Wow, caps lock. Tier 1s, oh there's a tier 2. I've only got 2. So we could take these down. That makes sense, Pegrin. I just don't like it. That is one thing that I really wish was available out here in space, was a snapping tool. Like, it would be nice to see the snapping points and be able to snap stuff like that, but it's not there, so. And I'm gonna do the same thing on this side. My concern is putting too many generators together, you know, and worrying about heat. So I was thinking about putting rod racks here and here. That would give me fuel chambers. But as long as we have sufficient radiators, and as long as we have sufficient radiators and heat sinks, not necessarily cubes, we can offset any heat we generate, correct? What's cursed about these? Other than they're really, really hard to get to stick there. Like really, really hard. Alright, so let's make some more generators. Ship parts. Machinery, power. Let's see. Oh, they're really, really hard to get to stick there, yes. Like really hard. I was thinking about sticking heatsink cubes here and there. But I think I have lots of places for heatsinks, but we'll see. We shall see. Is there room here? Let's do some bolts first before I knock those off. Well, these ones snapped okay. It's these first ones that were a bit of a... Those first ones were a bit of a struggle. And by a bit of a struggle, I mean they were absolutely horrendous. Alright, let's see. Is that green? Is everybody happy? Of course not. Why are... Is it this one? Is that the one that we're not happy about? Yes. They don't like to be... nothing likes to be bolted together. I have learned that. Alright, beam. Starting to get on my nerves. Can we see in there? Since you're kind of doing an all or nothing ship, I would add reconstruction machine. Well, it's not. This is not an all or nothing machine ship. I do plan on having other ships out here. I just this is the only ship I've got for now. That's for sure. Hey, look at that. That wasn't so bad. I do plan on my. It is a good idea though. For sure. But I do plan on having other ships. This is just the only one I've got, and I plan on doing it via these upgradable designs. So like Django here has, or who was here, has another upgradable design. And wow, I really need some floor. I am tired of falling through this ship. And Damage 0001 also has an upgradable design. We're going to try and turn each of those into different kinds of ships. But for right now, this is all I've got. And whatever I have, and Peppa, we're gonna go out here and take a look because he's been awful quiet, and he could be making anything out here. Every time I see that Arc Spark ship, I get a little bit jealous. Do have to admit that thing is gorgeous. Oh, look, it's symmetrical. It's. So what are you working on here, Pepa? Do you have a design in hand, or you just or an idea, or are you just being all whatever? Well, you can visit. You're improvising. You can join me anytime you would like. Like I said, I do these videos pretty regularly, so send me a follow and you'll at least get updates as to what's going on. I like it. Thanks again, Peregrine, for stopping by. See, when I come up on the ship like this, I do like the way those arches look. I mean, they're not on there yet, but I do like the way the front of it, when you approach the ship, looks. But I want to have these wings come down a little bit. Always improvising. Alright, I'm happy with this so far. That's 6. That's technically all that these two could run those 6. Nope, there's not many people streaming at the minute, and I do get pretty good, but like Starbase has a pretty niche or a pretty limited viewership at this point. But I don't really care. But I would like to keep growing the stream, even just to keep Starbase on people's minds, so that they don't, so that it continues to get a little bit of advertisement, and maybe Frozen Byte will take notice of it and realize that there is still a market here for it. I don't want them to give up on this game. It's too awesome. Like I said, Death, you're welcome to come out here and join us. And then it won't be nostalgia. It's the future. Tier 2. 4. Alright, let's see what we can get from this side. Oh, I can get one on there. Nice. I can't get over there. You're gonna come out? Do you need me to give you directions? Directions are pretty easy. Let's see if that enough. Does that? Oh, that is enough. This doesn't like it any longer, though. I wonder if instead I bolt this down. Oh, I hate jump flying like that. Alright, let's see. So this bolt, it did not like this bolt. Just grab a laborer and head on out. There's no requirement for it to be great. Yeah, I'll add you to the station. Let's see. Are you let's see. Are you in game now, Death? Let's see, because I don't know how to add you to the list. So I have to like friend you. No. Okay. Well, as soon as you're on, hit me up on Discord, and why am I not? Oh, I'm trying to type. That's why. Hit me up on Discord or on here if you see me. Send me a whisper, and I will make sure and friend you. It doesn't like that. That's not enough. Not enough still. Let's see. Still not enough. That makes it green. Alright, so it's happy. Yeah, we'll do whatever we gotta do to get you out here. This is actually, I'm having a ball. And I don't know what he's building, but I love it. Alright, so we got 2 there. I kind of think the station would be awesome, just like doing like you are paper. Just anybody just grows on it, so it just grows organically, however it grows. No rhyme or reason. Just stick stuff on it, like a Borg cube, like where they just. Oh, if you want to stick around, I'll go over and show it to you. It is not only is it massive, it is it is awe-inspiring. That is an Arx Sparks. I think he said it's an 800 crate hauler, but it is sexy. We'll go over and look at it again because I cannot get enough of this ship. 828 crates, he says. The Giller. I'll have to Google that. Is that a... I'm sure that means something. Let me Google that real. Yeah, you're familiar with Arc? Then you're familiar with this sexy thing. Like it's just a. Look, he numbered these. Oh, we're upside down. Let's do this. Let's do it proper. So I'm assuming this is up and down. Oh, I get it. This is starboard and this is port. Port up, port down, starboard down, starboard up. Oh, see? Look at that. And how many are there? There are 9 per side. So 36. And then we've got a furnace in here. It's just the little things. Like I love how he hid these, not hid them, but he like framed them with these corner beams. And it's just stupid little stuff. Like he rotated each of these floor mats so they. But there's all this levers. See, I dislike where you can see the levers. But like, look at this chair. I had never imagined attaching a chair to the top like that and then just having it hang suspended. I'd seen that before. I had never thought about hanging it suspended. And then it's just so clean. This is the one thing about this game that drives me crazy, is bolts in glass and bolts in gauges, buttons and displays. They're such an eyesore. And then look at that. Such clean lines. No wasted space. Hiding radiators in here. That's quite the posterior. Such a great looking ship. Just so nice. Alright. I need to... I was seeing if Giller meant anything. G-Y-L-L-R. According to Google, there's the very first entry in Google for G-Y-L-L-R is that ship. Oh, and look, he stuck the picture on it with some lights. Look at that. You are something else, paper. Yeah, So now to do stuff boltless, you have to do it all with weld blocks, right? Like you have to weld everything from the inside? Well, that makes sense, but I thought my one might pick up, but that's bolts on the inside. They can go from behind. But don't the ends of the bolts stick out then? You can like see the actual bolt, the end, I would say sharp end, but that bolts don't have sharp ends. I lost my ship, there it is. Not always. There are tricks. You guys and your damn tricks. Why can't it be straightforward? Arc can make bolts invisible. I think it's hilarious that it says care package on top. Alright, we got 2 of these down. I think that looks alright. And I've got room to put panels over this stuff so I can't see it. I was thinking about hiding. There's some. I think Arc's a magician or something. Him and Angel Wings. They were the. There's like a 30-second stream delay. There shouldn't be any. I don't have any built-in delay. I can't tell if there's any on my end. Let's see. I'm not showing any dropped frames. A little slow. I think you'll need more power. Oh, than these 4? Yeah. The plan is to do another set and then do an another entire set on the opposite side, so it's symmetrical on both sides. When I started, there were just 4 here in the middle, and you couldn't walk through the ship, and I did not like that. So we're going to go ahead and do another row. Yeah, I had some issues with Twitch the other day, so I switched to from streaming through OBS to actually Twitch's native studio. Not sure it's any better, but I'm trying to cut all of the excess off here. Let me close stuff that doesn't need to be open. Make sure there's nothing on my end that's could possibly be slowing it down. Alright. We should still have some generators, I do. I got a few generators left. All the other ones face this way. Now, let's see. Will it not stick on there because it's touching on the top? Turn the boots off. Like going into those, that's what I was afraid of. That, oh, it's because you're on mobile, I see. 360p. Now, is it normally slow like that? I try to only stream at like 720 or 1080p. Usually only 720p because that just makes a better stream. It makes it smoother, and Starbase doesn't need as much detail as some other games does. But the stream's about 3 hours old. I could turn it off and start it back on and see if that did anything, but I've not had any luck with that helping up to this point. So I can't get a third one. I can't get a third row up there. There's just not space for it. So I might end up sticking some more generators here and here, and then let's see if we can fit a rod rack up there. Because I mean, these rod racks aren't bad, but I would rather use this space above it. Unless you guys can think, I can't quite get them up in this space. Do I cut out this chunk of these beams? They're not really doing anything. I mean, they've got ducts in them, but that's not the end of the world. Do I cut out these beams and put a third row in there? Or what do you think? Or do we leave it at 4 fuel chambers on either side? That'll give me 8 fuel chambers. And this is currently only at 6 generators. There's only 3 here, so I definitely want to put another set of generators behind each of these. We can do that and see how that works this way. So like this. That gives us 6, 8, 10 generators on each side. 1 fuel chamber. Right. This setup that I originally had wasn't using that many. Let's put those there so I can at least. I can't. I have to come down through these dumb holes. Oh. Alright, so there. Alright. Copy the setup, but instead of fuel chambers in the middle, use rod racks. Alright, let's go over here and take a look, and we'll walk through what you said. So copy this setup, except use rod racks here and here. But I can't quite fit a third row here. Unfortunately, they hit these beams. So do I yank these beams? The interfering beams out and put that third row? What do you guys think? Do we tear this out? That's not much. I mean, I'm not worried about tearing it out. Or do we try to put something else up here? Then it's your call. It will work good as it is. Don't forget, yeah, there will need to be lots of heat sinks for sure. I was considering filling this gap back here. I can fit 2 cubes here, but there'll be lots of places to put heat sinks. I'm thinking of running a row of radiators once I finish this along this edge here, and using heat sinks on the inside. But I'm just deliberating whether to try and get that third row in there, because right now we've got, as it sits, when I strap these guys in place. Come on. Once I just don't want him to move. When I strap this, as it sits, there's 4 chambers, and let's see, there's 6 here, 8, 10. So we got 4 chambers and 10 generators, which 4 chambers could give us 12. So I mean, we're almost at enough at the max generator, the max ratio. And if I double it on this side as it sits, it'd be 8 and 20. And what did I have initially? I only had 4 and 12. So going from 4 and 12 T1s to 8 and 20 T2s is a significant upgrade. Can I fit heat cubes up there? Let's see if we have any heat sinks to see if they fit. Gotta click on this before I type it. Alright, heatsink. Oh yeah, I've already got a button for that. Nope, they don't fit up here either. it's unique to my channel. I paid a guy $5 or $10 to make it. I like it. It's supposed to be like a spaghetti western. If you know what it's... yeah. I listened to a bunch of royalty-free music and I didn't like any of it, so I went to Fiverr and I found an Italian guy to make a piece of music for this. I've actually paid him to make another one, another $10. Alright, I think this is alright. Now we're gonna do the same thing on the other side, but I want to put the enhancers in it. So do you like the music or not, Pegrin? It's been people either love it or hate it. What am I looking for? Oh, enhancer. Right? It's supposed to be like a western. Oh, there's tier 2 enhancers. Yeah, it's supposed to be like an old Clint Eastwood western. Even though this is an instrument that they never used in Clint Eastwood westerns. This is it's called a steel string lap guitar. And I just think it has that sound. I love those old western movies. I grew up watching them. We're gonna see if we can get this trick to work here. Don't think we're quite in the right position yet. I never thought about SpongeBob, but it is definitely supposed to be reminiscent of a western. Oh, I had you working once before, but I can't see the angles as well this time. Come on, just let me put a bolt in somewhere. Oh, I hate when you're laying down that you can't look up very well. Off center is part of it. Oh, don't do that. Shit. Stand on the opposite wall. Let's see if I can bolt this. I'm not sure I've got it in the right spot yet. I think I'm up too high as part of it too. There's nothing to bolt to there. So yeah, the wind is something I added to it because I hated the Starbase sounds. So all of the sound, I actually have all the sound of Starbase turned off, and all you're hearing is my sounds. See, I used a different. I only had a tier 1 on there the first time. So I can't tell. I think I'm centered. Oh, no. This part is just a frustration fest. No, well, it's not part of the song, but I added it to the track. Because I didn't like... When you're out here, like, there's all these weird explosions that go on for seemingly no reason. Like, it looks like it's in the right spot. I can't seem to find anywhere to put a bolt through. Yeah, I've had quite a few comments on people that don't really like it, but dang it. I don't think I can make everybody happy, so oh, come on. That's not the right rotation. It's crooked. Oh, come on. I hope we can do this. It's probably not the best use of my time right now. I was hoping to be able to just slab it right in. Alright, we'll move on. That's frustrating. Okay. What we've got to do is we're going to move this over and stick a piece back in there because I have a whole bunch of missing pieces here. Yeah, there's the wind and all the weird little noises that you hear that were all added. $192. See how these fit in. Nope, can't be that one. Wouldn't it be amazing if they just made a beam of just any length where you clicked on beam and typed in how long you wanted it? I think that would be the best addition to this game. Instead of having to have 1,000 different beams, you just had the exact one you needed. Oh, that's not going to work either. Let's see. There's a 48. Oh, that says the... That's a 48. It was this one, and then we need... 36. There are tricks to that too. Teach me your tricks. Just make modules for essentially any length. That's what I would end up doing. I'd probably just build beams in modules that are all of those lengths. Oh, hi, Brewster. My, holy crap. My weekend did go well. It was pretty quiet. My family went skiing. And, I had a couple of days to not go skiing. How was your weekend? I have this auto building station. It's just building itself. It's crazy. Look at this thing. It just, bam, just showed up. I like it. Let's check it out. Oh, let's go. Apparently we're on it upside down. Let's at least be on it the right way. There he is. What is this? I have a lounge. There's only one problem, Pepa. There is no booze back here. I do not see any booze of any sort. A bar of this that's that fantastic needs to have booze. Look at this. It's a trampoline or a miniature railroad. That's what it is. That looks like a miniature railroad. Uh-oh. Oh yeah, hold on. I have to... Sorry about the bot. That was, I just loaded that thing and I don't know exactly what it does just yet. So let me see if I can post a link. I can. So let's watch your video. Let me, edit scene. Let's go full screen. Making money.exe. Look at that. That's the surfacer. That is awesome. Right? Right? I thought he should have them so that they auto-align with each other. They need to run right on the edge of the previous. Yeah, he stuck this together because I said if I'd play, I thought it'd be interesting to play like car commercials during my stream with stuff like this for ships. Just little ads for builders. Yeah, I love the rotating celestial dome. Oh, it's not yours? You just found it in Starbase? On the Discord? Well, it's 3 minutes long. I wonder... I'll have to look it up and see if... Do you know who set the... whose post it actually is? Maybe I can contact them and I can make a little clip of it. And make sure that... Come on, we don't want to actually watch a commercial. Because I'd like to pull a little clip out of that. Oh, did I block messages? What? Me? Hold on. Alright, let me turn off this stupid bot. Let me see if I can figure out how to do that. I put it in there because there was... Let me figure out to turn it off. Alright, hold on. Spam protection. Access caps. Disable. Access emotes. Yes. Alright, links and caps are turned off. You should be fine to post links now. Hopefully. Does that have to save anything? See if one of you guys can post a link. I've changed it. I could do this. Can you post a pic as an ad? As long as it's relatively clean. Just send me anything you want to use an ad. Every time I turn around, there's just stuff showing up. Look at this. This is awesome. Alright, good night, Paper. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Do you guys see what he did? There's like tables and shelving units, and then this awesome thing. That is fantastic. He has just outdone himself. I lost my ship again. There's a black bar on my screen. Yeah, there is. What is that from? How about that? Better? I think that did it. Like I told you, I'm terrible at this. I'm still learning. I just got it. Oh hey, somebody just followed me. I missed it. I was watching that video, the little Alright, the black bar's gone now. Let's see, did I miss anything else? What else did... It said, Brewster, you got... Oh, it said you got timed out. Hold on. I'm not going to give you a 10-minute penalty. Hold on. I was wondering... How do I, How do I... Yeah, he got the auto ban hammer. I put this thing on so that it would spam remind people to follow, because that's what Twitch wants, is follows. That's their metric, is number of viewers and follows. So I was just trying to get that, but now I gotta figure out how to unban somebody. Command, filters, polls. Dang it. iBot. The unban command. Thank goodness for the internet. Untime out. So let's try this. Untime out. Alright, Brewster, let's see if you're unblocked. See if you can talk. Hey, sorry about that. The bot there's a little band happy. I think I stopped it. You can post your links now. There it is. I do apologize for that. Like I said, I just turned this on so that I could have some kind of spammy reminders for people to follow. A time lapse of some moon mining. Excellent. I will contact that guy and see if I can get a if he'll mind me putting a clip of it on here. And that way we can put some info on here. I can have my first car commercial, spaceship commercial. Alright, and Pegrin, you asked about a picture, and you're welcome to send me anything you want as an ad for your corp or your ships or however they contact you guys. If you want to send a little slideshow or whatever, and we'll try and find a way. I thought you had to leave. Yes, I was just talking about how awesome it is. You said you had to go. Yeah, no, I was just over there. It's absolutely amazing. I'm excited to see how it turns out. My own station. Yeah, thank you so much for everything. Like, this has just been great. 3 docks to park next to. Yeah, see, as soon as I can power my ship, that's what I was going to go over and park over there. That way we can actually use it. Because my hope is to make a propellant ship, because propellant is a pain in the ass. So I want to make a big prop ship with a ton of tanks on it, and let me turn that back on. There it is. Look at that. Look at are those? Is that supposed to be like cherry blossoms? That's pretty fantastic. I love the decals. That is awesome. Yes, let me save that link. Alright. I'll save that link. You don't need to see my Discord. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Japanese. That's why I was thinking cherry blossoms. Okay, let me get it. What was I doing? I was in the middle of something. Oh, I need to put socket boards on here, and I think I can put them down the back. Where can I get up here? Here. If I put a pair of socket boards, one there. Let's put some heatsink cubes back here. Oh my goodness, I can't do anything. They're already in my hotbar. Ooh, I'm falling apart. just ram it down in there. You chased me down one time. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, do I have to bolt it from the generator to the heat block? Is that the right? Guess so. From here and here, I suppose. And then probably to the floor. I can't do to the floor. I think I'm gonna have to double up those bolts down in there. See if that'll be enough. Oh, I guess I can bolt up through the floor there. Let's see if this... That's all blue. These are not. No? Let's see, did I not bolt all the way around? I thought they were green. There, it went green. And I think for this, it's gonna have to be... over here somewhere. Somewhere? That enough? Hey! We got something. We got something. Yeah, that's a great little... Oh, no, we didn't. It missed. Let's try there. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole. I swear I got it that time. It's not enough. Oh, what is the problem with this thing? Weird angles in space. Yeah, oh yeah. That is a hard lesson I'm learning. That looked like it got it. Let's turn that off. Still's not great. What if I put one down through it? It often doesn't like that. Yeah, see, that made it worse. Just spam bolts. And unfortunately, I think it does hurt sometimes. And I might be able to double these up and see if we... Yeah, see, I can just double up some of these. Ugh. That doesn't seem to hurt it. The weird bolts thing is for sure a lesson I'm learning. And you'd think 45 wasn't all that weird, but you'd be wrong. How did I get that one to bolt? How did I get that green? I just did 2 on either side? Oh, yeah? You don't have Twitch? Nope, I'm not monetized. You're not gonna pay me to do this. This is just fun. This is not a means of... Not meant to be a mean of monetization. I do this because I like it. Maybe someday, but at this point, if I get 1 million subscribers, sure. But for right now, it's not worth the hassle of my taxes for whatever few bucks here and there I would get. It's not that I don't appreciate it, but like I said, that's not the point. We're just trying to have some fun here, and it is monetization because Twitter calls it monetization. They as soon as I turn that stuff on, then I have to sign up for all of their I have to put in all of my tax information, and they make a big deal about it. Maybe someday. If you want to give somebody bits, go give him to Happy Trigger 42. He's all monetized, and I think he does a fantastic job. But yeah, taxes suck. They certainly suck. All right. So if I look at this, how many of these are just barely held on? So let's see if we can get a little better durability out of some of this stuff. That's green. That's that cube. That's a back generator. It says this one's okay. Yeah. What's this? Snick Pigrin. I didn't know you had a channel. Look at that. You gotta follow. When's this from? Well, this is recent. Last year. It says last year. What does that say? Something went wrong. Oh, it doesn't let... Oh, the game. In... So the chat window... Oh, it doesn't... I like the camera view down onto your hands. Interesting. Alright, so these will work. I'll have to come back and figure out durability later. I might end up putting some beams somewhere back there. Try and zigzag some beams behind there to get some to bolt into. I might put a zigzag some 45s off of there, maybe? They are a 45-degree angle. Oh, this one I didn't bolt up through the floor for that one. It's over 1, 2. Oh, just go down there. 1, 2. Okay. Oh, now it's green. It was red for a second. It's like I made it worse. Excellent. Alright. I do need socket boards. Socket boards, socket boards, socket boards. I have some of those. I think those are... I do. Oh, would you stop? Just go out there. E. You only need the cable. Why do I only need the cable? Don't I need the pipes if I'm going to cool them? Or is this just a farce? Not the pipes, since you have heat sinks connected, right? But then do I? Oh, but don't I have to pipe those heat sinks into the duct somewhere? I know there's some shenanigans here. I just don't understand it. Nope. Is it just a bug that? It's just a bug that it's not required since I put one. Yeah, I would think that I would need it, either that or I need to pipe the either the socket board or the heatsink would have to be piped in. I'm just using the socket board for no other reason than I have one. Oh, would you stop falling? I think. I'm gonna have to come back and visit those. Alright, so that's good. And then the other socket board, where did I leave you? Did I put you back in my inventory? I did. The heat sinks need to be piped anyways, so you can emit the sockets on the gens. But if I pipe the sockets, then I don't have to pipe. I guess like it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, isn't it? I get if I just pipe these guys, then I don't have to do anything with socket boards. Where's the closest ducting? I know there's some right here. Yep. I still need the cable one. Oh, that's right, because the heatsink only does the piping portion. If I'm trying to think where I'm, that's probably the best place to put it. It's either one of these. I'm going to put it over here just because it's easier to get to. Which one of these? Generator socket, pipe socket. This one, we'll put this one back on. Whatever. Now I have to figure out how to get a little bit of... I just need to use, let's see, this is the cable tool. Fall down in here. Now we fall down in here. There's a broken piece in there. Ugh, it's gonna drive me crazy. Damn it. That's gonna drive me crazy with the broken cable in there. Alright, let's try this again. The nearest... Oh, I could pipe it just into those, can't I? I don't have a route. I could just... Are you gonna... What the hell? Come on. There. Now I should be able to socket this. Where do I connect on here? Is it this ring right here that needs connected? Because that's where it contacts, right? I can't see. Is it just this edge here, this blue? That's the contact point, or is it the center? That looks like it's connected. The blue edge, like that? Think that'll work? I guess we'll find out in a moment, won't we? Let's put some rods in it and let's find out. T2 fill rod. Come on. Oh, is that the only two I had? That must be the only two I had. That's a T1 fuel rod. That's a T2 fuel rod. I'm paranoid about these. I had a ship once that for whatever reason those things would rattle out and cause a lot of problems. Alright, let's see if it's got generator unit rate. Those work, but that's batteries. That works. Generators are coming up. I want to put it at the dock. Let's put it. Oh, it's brakes. Let's see. How do I want to do this? Ooh, she spins fast. What are we looking at here? Getting dizzy. them the safe zone. Oh wow, it's so touchy. Left or right. Oh, we're still too close. Still too close. Not too close anymore. I'm trying to dock it. This is awkward. You don't normally try to dock in this game. You just kind of get close and eject. That's probably why there's a safe zone around everything. Look at that. We got a ship at a dock. At a station. I'm pretty stoked about that. What do you guys think? Did we do alright? I turned on my rangefinders. They're gonna take batteries. Just a scratch. It's just a scratch. Alright. I'm pretty stoked about this. What do you guys think? They look good? I do want to cover the sides here, so really all you see is this part, and I'll figure out how to get a enhancer in there, or I could even... I like the way the enhancers look, but I could put... Oh, there are in my... You could snap heat cubes in here, and they still look okay. Right, those don't look terrible if I can't get an enhancer, because then I can just put enhancers on the sides, essentially. So it is just the beginning. I'm excited that you guys are coming along for this trip. I thought I'd be doing a lot of it alone, and I would just be talking out into the ether. But I'm glad to have company, and like I said, you guys need to come out here and join me in all of this shenanigans. Yeah. So I've been streaming about 4 hours, and I've had a long day already. So I think I'm going to call it at this point. But I will be back on tomorrow evening. Oh yeah, if you swing by. No. Like, and you're welcome to come out here too, Brewster. Any of you guys, just bring your laborer out here. Just bring the shitty ship, and come out here and join me and do it the hard way. Obviously, Paper did not bring out the shitty ship. He brought out this, and I can never find it in space. But there is there's this capital ship over there. So he's breaking the rules on day one. But I appreciate it, actually. And I got to see one of these. I had never seen one of these in person. Anything. I'd never seen anything that Ark had made in person. And it is as impressive as I expected it to be. Yeah, that's a beautiful ship. But grab your laborers and come out here. So please do. If you need directions, just hit me up on Discord and I will give you the coordinates to get out here, and we'll figure out how to friend you so you can get in. And then yeah, just join up. We'll have some fun. We don't have any real plans other than trying to do this the hard way. Get your asses out of the spaceship creator. While I know that's fun, there's a lot more games, so I'm gonna call it for a night. This is almost exactly 4 hours, so thanks again. And I will talk to you guys all tomorrow.